Welcome to the all-new Boosted Films tutorials, and the only reason they're all new is because they're different topics, and we are now in HD. Before I forget, today's tutorial is sponsored by the Central Wisconsin Sports Car Club. So if you're in the Wisconsin area, check them out at cwscc.com/forum. Today we are actually going to fix a common problem on the 03 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolutions, and that is the stuck heater control knob. And as always, perform anything you see in this video at your own risk. If you do not feel confident in your own abilities, just pay someone else to do it. So, first here we are showing the stuck knob, and as you can see, you try to turn the knob and it twists right back. And if we take our camera and go below the dash, driver's side, we're going to go in and you can see that my particular problem was a bent cable. We try to move the handle, you can see that it's just not working very well. And along with that problem, the reason that the line got kinked in the first place is most likely because the gears from the factory 03 Mitsubishi Evolution are known to bind up. So what we got here are some new parts. The lower piece you can see is our new gears, and the upper is our new heater control wire. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start on the inside of the car, and we're going to remove some interior panels. We're going to remove our heater control buttons by pulling them off and throwing them off to the side as I did there. Pull off all three heater control buttons. The two screws that were behind the buttons, I shouldn't say buttons, behind the knobs. You're going to take off these two screws, and then you're going to be able to pop this panel off. So once you pop this panel off, you should be able to see your radio and your controls a lot better. Weight savings there. I only have one screw holding the radio in. Next we're going to remove the radio just so we can see what we're doing a little better. So remove the screws holding your radio in. You might have 4. I have 2. Super secret race stuff. Alright. So once you pull the radio out of the dash, you're going to unplug it from the back. There'll be a plug-in to the radio itself, the main harness plug-in, and then there's also the antenna. You may not have to unplug the antenna. You might be able to leave it plugged in and just set it up on the dash as I did here. And now you should have a better view of your controls. Here's just a top view, and you can see on the left side there that that's the control wire we're going to change. I'm zooming in on it here, and pay attention to that actual, I'm going to pause it here, pay attention to the left part of your screen right now where you see the wire goes through. It's about 1 inch away from the actual knob itself, where the wire is actually clipped down to the control panel. That's important. We're going to come back to that later. So once you can see everything up top, we're going to go back down below our dash, and there are 2 screws that hold the gears on. One that's kind of hard to show here, but I'll try to point out in the lower part, and then the upper screw that you can see rather easily. First thing we're going to do is pop off the old wire. As you can see here, you basically have to just squeeze the 2 plastic pieces and then pop the ring part off. And then we're going to remove those 2 screws I pointed out, and after you remove the screws, this is what it will look like with the gears not connected. And in this next shot here, we are just showing the old gears compared to the new gears. The upper gears are the old ones, the lower are the new. They made a big change to the right piece. So after your pieces are about ready to go in, you should put some grease on them. And then I'm going to show you a part that you need to line up to have this work properly. I'm going to point to it right now with my finger when it's outside the car. As you can see, the little notch that's taken out there. We're going to line that up with what I am zooming in on now, which is this little piece that's sticking out. And as you can see right here, basically I have it about lined up as close as I could. I actually got it a little better later, but this is the best as I could film it. But basically what you're going to want to do here is get that little protruding part that's sticking out to be right in the middle of that divot that I pointed out earlier, and that way it'll be lined up properly. And after that, we put both gears back on, put the screws in place, and then we can go back to the top. And as you can see here, and I mentioned earlier, I pulled the top piece off, and then there is this clip that you can see that I'm showing now that got a little bit mangled because I actually did not know right away that I had to take that that I had to take that out. As you can see here, this clip needs to get popped out, and basically what you can do is come to it from the bottom and use a screwdriver to pop that out. And now we pulled our old wire out, and as you can see, here's the old damage control wire. Next, what we're going to do is hook up the cord back to the heater control box. I did not show this, but again, it's rather simple. You just basically push it back into place, but you're going to want to make sure you hook it back up to the box before you try to hook it back up to the controls. And as you can see here, we got our clip back in place. It's clipped down on the left side, and now we're going to push the rest of the wire back on to the controller itself. And basically after that, you should be able to put your radio back in place. And then basically we should be able to put everything back together from here, put our screws back in, put the knobs back on, and then you should be able to test your heater control knob and make sure it works properly. And as you can see now, I can actually turn it all the way from one side to the other. It's still a little bit tight just because it's new and hasn't been worked in yet. There can be other reasons that you would have problems with your heater control knob, but this should cure most of them, and this should give you an idea of what everything looks like. So that's all we have for today. Stay tuned for more how-to tutorials from boostedfilms.com, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out cwscc.com.